So, good morning. Figured I'd do a little short video. Whoever shows up, appreciate you. No worries. So, this is the Unbiased Fan Brim Reaper, and we are going to talk a little boxing. So, this weekend, the fight was Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. And as we all know, Tank Davis won by TKO in the seventh round. Congratulations to Tank from a vicious body shot. So let's talk about a few different things in regards to the fight itself. So the lead up went into the fight. The weight clause was a big issue, weight drain, Ryan Garcia, right? Couple things about that. It goes both directions, though. One direction it goes in benefit of people who have a big issue with Tank um, putting that clause in on regards to the fight. He had not done it with any other fighter. He fought with Barrios at 140 and didn't do that. So why would you do that to Ryan Garcia? So they said, hey, that looks like an issue. He's not confident because he's doing that. Yeah, it's a solid argument, no doubt about it. But then the argument the other direction is Ryan Garcia in his previous fights, until the last couple of fights, he was 135. Then he had 138, and then I think 130. I think he had 138 and 140 one time. All those other fights was 135. And after the weigh-in, his weight only ballooned up a certain amount of pounds. It was less than what it was for this fight. So was he actually that weight drained since he's been doing this for a while consistently? I don't know. It's an argument that can be made, but I think it's overstated to some degree as well, just to be honest with you. I'm not going to use that as a reason to take away from the fight, but it's an argument that I will respect from the other side. So before I continue, let me just go and give a shout out because there's a few people that didn't join me, and I figured out, I worked last night and I haven't need to sleep, but I wanted to talk about this, because I'm on everybody else's stuff, but I figured I need to do my own. So shout out to General Big Fish. Shout out to Q, B for B, Buddies for Buzz, the King, the Master. Shout out to these two gentlemen. These gentlemen are very excited about what Tank was able to accomplish in the ring. I wasn't excited. So we'll talk about the fight at this point now. So the reason why I'm not excited about what Tank did is because it's what I expected. I walked into this watching this fight, which I gave the Zone $60, and it might have been even better to do Showtime broadcast because, to be honest with you, Showtime does a better job in regards to the announcers compared to the Zone. That's just an honest, observation. But a reason why it wasn't a big deal is because it was utilizing Showtime's broadcasting. So the reason why, again, I'm not ecstatic and screaming that he's the face of boxing is because Ryan Garcia is only one step above prospect level. He's a talented fighter. He has skills, but he has serious deficiencies and he's inexperienced in any type of big moments because this was his first real big moment. Before this fight, the only other adversity was worse, a, C minus Luke Campbell, you know, and I like to put respect on fighters' names because none of us know what it takes to be world class. I've trained in boxing before. I've sparred. I know how difficult it is, and I couldn't hold a candle to a D class fighter. So I'm gonna respect the boxers and the efforts that they make to get in that ring. But the honest truth is, Ryan Garcia was not in the same class as Tank Davis. And for this fight, it was the lowest risk with the biggest reward. The path of least resistance for Tank Davis. Can't knock it for the money, but for the essence of boxing and fighting the best, I know he did not fight the best fighter he could possibly fight that night. He thought the best fighter there was going to bring him the most money. So this fight didn't change anything for me. It didn't make me look and say, "Oh man, Tank is the one." See, like Q and Big Fish on my brother E3 platform, they got creamy about this. Like this fight showed something different than what we've already seen. The one thing that I will say, and this is for people who dislike Tank, because I don't like what Tank has done outside of the ring at moments, but inside of that, excuse me, I'm sorry. Inside of that square circle, Tank is a nasty man. He's a bad man. And I'm gonna put respect on his ability, his ring IQ, his foot movement, his precision, his natural boxing abilities is way higher than a lot of people admit. A lot of people don't give him credit for his ability. But in turn, he doesn't get as much credit for that ability is because the people that he has fought has not been on his level. So for us to say you're showcasing it versus a comparable opponent. And that's, true. So both things are true. So I give Ryan Garcia credit for stepping up and taking a fight, especially with the terms that was there. Because we know that De La Hoya and the Golden Boy team did not want him to take this fight. He wasn't ready. We knew this going into this fight. But it was a lot of money, right? A lot of money. I don't know if both of these guys made over 15 million, but they made really good money for this fight. And they did a great job promoting the fight as well. We have to give them credit because that ESPN, that last minute ESPN interview with Stan Verrett was hilarious. It was like high school, junior high school, but it was hilarious. It was, I got a kick out of both of them, And in terms to the overall event, it wasn't a phenomenal event. It wasn't a night to remember, in my opinion. The main fight was a 6 out of 10. It wasn't a horrible fight, but it wasn't nonstop action. It was just points in the second round, a few points in the sixth round where Ryan got a couple of good shots in, and then the seventh round where the fight ended. Outside of that, there was a lot of prodding. It wasn't as exciting as I think as we expected. But Tank was masterful. But he was supposed to be because he's actually a better boxer, better puncher, better footwork, all the things that entail to making this fight. Tank was better. And then the undercard, Morrell fought a body. Morrell's phenomenally talented, but he fought a body. Then you got some of the other fights, which I'm not going to even go into, Rosado versus, my brain just went blank because, again, I'm tired. But these fights did not move the needle. And this is where my issue with promotional companies and networks come into play, that they play it so safe to make sure that they're making profit, which I can't knock them fully for it because of piracy. But you will limit piracy when you give the utmost value. If they had one better fight, this card probably would have sold an additional 250,000 pay-per-view buys, which that would have been well worth that additional fight. But besides that point, this looks like it's going to be a success. I think the bottom end number is going to be 600,000. When I saw this going into the promotions, I went and got a haircut and I walk or talk to people. There was a buzz for this fight, a casual buzz. But we knew this was potential to happen. We just needed to see if they could promote it well. And they did a good job. The fighters did a good job. So I think the pay-per-view will be anywhere between 600 and 800,000. It might land at that 750 mark that I feel. Worldwide, because, the zone, it was free in the UK. It may not. It may get that million mark all together worldwide, but it may be hard because the time of the fight. But they did another smart move. They made sure the fight wasn't at 1 a.m. The fight started at 11 something. So that means in other countries, it might have just been 3 a.m., in UK. It might have not been too late. It was late, but it was still people might would have stayed up to watch the fight if they were interested in it. So they made a few smart moves, and I give credit where credit is due. Um, so what's next for these gentlemen? What do we see? What do we want from Tank? What do we want from Ryan? But before we get into that, some aspects of the fight when it ended, I take an exception to. When it comes down to Golden Boy's team, Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, and his trainer Goosen, they did Ryan a serious disservice by not being there for the post-fight press conference. I felt that was very tasteless. It was disrespectful, and you wasn't standing by your fighter. I understand that they didn't want him to really take this fight, and they had their game facing it, but I don't think they believe Ryan would be able to win this fight. But you do not leave your guy to be at the press conference by himself for damn dinner reservations, which kind of don't make sense. So if you have a dinner reservations, that means you thought he wasn't going to win. So why would you make dinner reservations so soon? 2 + 2 = 4. You can't fool me. I don't like what they did. And Ryan Garcia should actually leave Golden Boy. He should leave them. Straight up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, in regards to Tank, seeing Mayweather there proved a couple things that I believed. Like, Mayweather kicked me out of his gym. I'm not signing Mayweather no more. I never believed that he was fully gone. He may be on his own. He may not be signed to Mayweather Promotions, but they're always going to be linked. I believe Floyd will always look out for Tank, and they did those things to create his individual profile away from Floyd, so his name would carry by itself. Because Floyd, I believe, understood that he was probably overshadowing and taking too much light from Tank because what Mayweather has accomplished in his career. So if that is the case, another smart move. Again, there are things that PBC and Mayweather Promotions do that I do not like, but I will give credit for smart, calculated moves when I see them. And I believe this was a ploy. Wasn't a genuine beef between them two. I believe it was a ploy to build his individual profile. Now, I could be wrong. This is pure speculation. There is no actual proof behind it, even though we see, Mayweather in that ring, and, we can come to those conclusions, but there's nothing verified as proof based on what I'm saying. This is all just a hunch. But I do think it was pretty doggone smart. I got to give credit again. So bouncing back to future movements. And this is where I hope PBC doesn't let me down and does things that us boxing fans want. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. That Rolly Romero fight that he got for the 140 title, I don't give a damn if he wins that. Because I do not want to see Tank Davis fight Rolly again. I do not want to see Tank Davis fight Rolly again. One more time. I do not want to see Tank Davis fight Rolly again. Thank you. All right. So I just have to make that statement. But then last night, shout out to Lisa Bales, Lisa in the Boxing Jam, one of the bomb queens that love and support boxing. Shout out to Mark Nash as well. I like to pull up on his panel and chop it up with him. We talked about that. And when they brought this up, it really hit me. It caught me off guard. It made me think, oh man, don't tell me this is what's about to happen. And if you think about it, Pitbull Cruz, right? You saw his team deny fighting Shakur Stevenson. Maybe they don't want to ruin him because they want that rematch, because that's the one fight that was in question for Tank. But I must repeat, just like with Rolly Romero, I do not want to see Tank fighting Pitbull Cruz again. I do not want to see it. Sorry. Tank Davis' talent and skill set is top notch. I only want to see him fight top notch opposition. And before I continue, I got to give a shout out to my brother E Thriller, the Black Picasso Go Thriller, the fan of the mediocre Lakers. Shout out to my brother. I love you, man. So I don't want to see Tank take a step back in opposition. He only needs to move forward. In my opinion, there's only 3 fighters that he should be fighting at this point: Haney, Shakur Stevenson, or Lomachenko. Now, there's an interesting dynamic behind this where I will not blame PBC fully, and I will not blame Top Rank fully, but they will get equal blame if it doesn't happen, because we have evidence that speaks that I don't see Tank fighting any of those 3 next. Why? One, once Haney and Loma fights, Bob Arum has made it abundantly clear he wants Shakur Stevenson to fight the winner. Will that happen if Haney wins? Because if Haney wins, he can flat out be a promotional free agent if he wants to be. But the money may be there for him to stay at Top Rank because the fights may be there. But if Loma wins, it's for certain that we're going to see Loma fight Shakur Stevenson. So that in-house shit, not making joint promotional fights to make the biggest fights, situation is in play for Top Rank. Same thing with PBC, but the problem for, again, we're circling the wagon, the problem for Tank is his options from PBC don't move me at all. And if Tank and Ryan has done 600, 700, 800,000 pay-per-view buys, you cannot take a step backwards, because if you fight Rolly Romero, you're not doing those numbers. I personally believe they can try, but if it fights Pitbull Cruz, it ain't gonna make those numbers either. Now, E3, if that happens, I'm telling you, I'm getting ready for it. I am getting ready for it, but I'm gonna be pissed off, and I'm gonna be vocal, and I'm gonna speak my piece, because I will not pay for that fight. I will not pay for the fight. As a matter of fact, I may not even stream it. I might just wait till afterwards and see what happens out of respect. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. The man beat him with one hand. Pitbull Cruz is basically like Ortiz and Wilder. He's only known from a loss. We know him because who he lost to. No, I don't want to see that fight. Tank Davis should be only fighting the best competition. But again, the in-house promotional company moves. But if y'all saying he's the face of boxing, you got to make face of boxing moves for him. And I'm telling you now, that is not going to do the numbers. And there's a couple of evident points that I would like to make. Until this fight with Ryan Garcia, there is no opponent that Tank Davis has faced that he has made the other side fighter their biggest payday. That's what the face of boxing does. He brings his opponent his highest payday. When Canelo fought Plant, Plant got $10 million. Plant ain't getting that money from no one else, but he got it because Canelo is the face of boxing. Now, can Tank Davis become the face of boxing? Very possibly he can. Is he now? Fuck no. because last time I checked, the other Garcia that fought before Brian got paid 350 or 500,000. That is not cash cow paychecks for your opposition. The numbers that Tank has done has been anywhere between 50,000 up to 200,000, not anymore. So this was an anomaly situation with a popular fighter who had sponsorships and representation that was mainstream. But his skill set and accolades did not warrant the fight. And that is Ryan Garcia. You're not going to find another one like that unless you're facing a YouTube boxer, Tank Davis. So the only move to me is to fight the best, beat the best, be considered the best. I'm not crowning you till you do it. Tank top 5 victories. No order. Pedraza. Santa Cruz. Barrios. Ryan Garcia. And what's the 5th? If we say Rolly, that's bad. Their competition, the match, the profile that they're in, the jacket they're putting on Tank doesn't match. And on top of that, he has no true world titles. He has regular Reggie seedweed belts. The thing that make you the face of boxing is a combination of popularity, skill set, accolades. He's missing some of the ingredients to get there. If you want to get him there, you gotta put him in with the best. And if Haney beats Loma, when Haney, I gotta stop. Shout out to my man Fotex. He said this shit was disappointing. Why was you disappointed, Fotex? Why was you disappointed? Because I wasn't disappointed. It's what I expected. We know Ryan doesn't have good footwork. You know he's defensively irresponsible. You know he has his chin in the air. You know he doesn't have poison patience because he's never been in a championship fight. So why are you disappointed, my brother? We got what we got, and we knew it was coming. Yeah, Hollywood take fights at 50-50. If you didn't hear me earlier, Fotex, that's exactly what I'm saying. But people will say, and I just want to mention this because people will say this to me in combating what I'm saying. Oh, but look at Terrence Crawford's resume. But the thing is, Terrence Crawford's resume has a Porter on it, but they'll discredit that. Oh, he was retired. But the big difference is the accolades. Terrence Crawford has been undisputed. He has won real championships in 3 divisions. So that's why the comparison stops. Now, continue on because people were chopping it up. E3 said Rolly versus Tank was way more competitive. That's a fact. He's talking to Fotex, but that's a fact, E3. It was way more competitive. It was. It was. And it's kind of hard to actually think about why. Considering that Rolly is not better than Ryan, is he? I don't think so. So that's an interesting point to make. But it was a more entertaining fight because Rolly applied pressure better than Ryan did. You know? Hey, it might be the psyche. It might be mentally why that fight was better. Because Rolly didn't give a fuck and Ryan was cautious and a little bit nervous about what Tank could do. You never know. Because boxing is not just physical, it's mental as well. Exactly. Right. Shit hard to fathom. You're right. It's crazy. And Mitch Hennessy, shout out to you. I appreciate you for pulling up on me. Tank versus some brown man next. Ain't that some shit? Hey, Haney's brown, bro. He brown. We brown. We call black, but we brown. We compare it to the microwave. My microwave black. I'm looking at myself. I'm brown. So hopefully it's a good brown fighter. A great brown fighter. Yes, Fotex. We knew the results from the beginning. You're right. We knew it. Fotex, he wasn't up 5-0, but he was, in my opinion, up 4-1 going into the sixth round. He was winning rounds. But also, Tank respected Rolly's power to a point where he was a little more cautious in baiting him. He didn't bait Ryan. The moment was too big for Ryan. So maybe that might be what it was too. It's because the moment was too big. And so he saw that. And then, this mole shit, and he knew what was going on. They saying that he had a body injury before that. I'm not going to go too deep into that. That shit don't fucking matter. It matters, but it don't fucking matter at the end of the day. Boxers all has fought for years and decades with injuries and won and lost fights, And it is hard to fathom E3. It is. And Fotex, it's a fucked up question, but is Rolly better than Ryan? Holy shit. But again, we can't go crazy with this triangle theory shit, though. We can't do crazy. We can't go too crazy with that because Rolly looked better versus Tank than Ryan did. So that means Rolly gonna be Tank. I can't do that. But Tank is going after the weak-minded Teofimo Lopez. The thing is, Teofimo's with Top Rank. Why the fuck would he fight Teofimo over fighting Devin Haney? Why? That's a cross promotion. If they're gonna do that, they're gonna go with the biggest money, and the biggest money ain't gonna be Teofimo. The biggest money would be with Devin Haney. It ain't Shakur Stevenson yet. It's actually Devin Haney. Right now, Devin Haney and Tank fight. Out of all his fights that he has potential, Devin Haney will generate the most for them. Oh, my God. I wasn't going to talk about it, but Fotex, you said it. So let's talk about it. Boy, what you saying, I'm with you. You hit my core. So I'm going to repeat what Fotex just said. People need to stop with the dive shit. People don't understand the fact that a liver shot, that when a liver takes a shot, that is a fact. It pisses me off that people say, Ryan Quitty took a dive. Shut the fuck up. Y'all never got hit in the liver before. I have. I've been in a box arena and got hit close to that area. And you know what I did? I buckled like my belt on my pants. Fuck out of here. So that shit is dead in the water. I don't want to hear that shit. And it's interesting that I'm getting some viewpoints about Haney and Loma. And let me tell you something. That is a 50-50 fight. It is. Some people think Haney, his jab, he's going to dominate. Fuck if I know. I think he can. I do have Haney over Loma, but it ain't by a super confident margin because Loma knows how to fight. He knows how to engage inside. He knows how to create angles. He has great footwork. He knows how to utilize his lead foot position. So, damn, what's going to happen? So, Fotex think Loma beats Haney. It's possible, bro. You ain't gonna get me talking to you crazy like fuck. I know it's possible. I have Haney, but it's not by a large margin. And I believe Haney will face trouble in this fight. This is his coming to age fight. Yes, Loma's awkward movement can give Haney problems. Yes, but I personally feel this is what's going to happen. We're going to see Haney start off really well. And Loma's going to try to, press the issue, but that length is going to be a problem. But at some point in the middle rounds, Loma's going to get in there. And he's going to land his shot. And everybody's going to be hyped up. And everybody thinking, oh, Haney's in trouble. But Haney, I'm a full-grown man. He's going to handle it. He's going to be able to take it. And he's going to be able to dish it back. And we're going to see some things that Haney has never done before in adversity in a fight because it's his coming-to-age fight. That's what I feel. I feel like it's his coming-to-age fight. And I hope... No, I don't see a stoppage happening. I don't see a stoppage, Fotex. No, I don't see a stoppage. But I do see Haney getting hurt and then hurting Loma back. and it becoming a good fight. It's going to be a better fight because people think it's going to be a snooze fest. And what's so funny is it's going to be a better fight than the fight we just saw this Saturday. Yeah, Haney is much better jab and feet. Loma moves side to side, won't matter with the stick in his face. Mitch, hold up. You can't say that Haney's feet is much better when feet is part of the reason they can get you out of situations from inside fighting. Haney doesn't use his feet to get outside when he's dealing with the inside. He uses clinches. So the referee can make a difference. Like the referee we just had this Saturday, if he's the same type of referee that we get for Haney and Loma, that clinching shit ain't gonna be to roll too tough, bro. It ain't gonna roll too tough. Yes, and you're right. I see Loma hurting Haney, but I see Haney coming to age and hurting Loma back, and we get some sparks and some fire. But I think Haney gets a slim victory. But I think it's going to be more competitive just because you're dealing with two fighters who's more evenly matched, obviously. Loma is seasoned. He knows how to fight. He knows what it is to be in big moments and big pressure situations. And Haney, he put the pressure on himself. He bet on himself and went to Australian enemy territory and won. Hold up. Okay, Mitch, I want to mention something to you. You're right. Loma barely escaped his last opponent. That's basically a Devin clone stylistically. But the difference is Jermaine Ortiz was a sparring partner for a while. He knew the twitches and the certain movements that Loma would make, and he took advantage of it until he wore down a little bit. Fotex, that's a question. He said Haney got Arum against him. The conspiracy is real. Arum wants Loma versus Shakur. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, it's clear why that would be the case. After this fight, Haney can be a promotional free agent. That means if he becomes a free agent and he doesn't stay with Top Rank, now the belts can spread everywhere. And again, promotional companies want to have the upper hand, and they will do things and pivot and move and do certain things that will benefit them. That may not benefit us, the fight fans. And for Top Rank, they want to keep all the belts. If Loma wins, it's good for them because he has all the belts. It's a fact. But if Haney wins, he may drop him because he may move up. You know, especially if, but it's so many different dynamics because now you're looking at 142, Josh Taylor versus Teofimo. What if Teofimo beats Josh Taylor? Then maybe Haney may resign. Oh, so E3 said Skip and Shannon just called out Aaron Bud for not fighting. They also said Tank needs to fight Haney and Shakur next. Facts. Thanks. I'm glad that a major platform will say these things because this is what we are saying is true boxing fans. And then Fotex, you're right. Once the belt spread, it gives Tanks a chance to grab them. Yeah, Fotex, we saw Arrow with the picture with him and Clarissa Shields, but then I saw another picture. He didn't look quite as big, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's walking around at 165. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. It's okay, Minnesota Rondo. I appreciate you just being on and just because I don't be on that much. So anybody that pulls up comments, give me 20 seconds of time. I'm truly appreciative. So, I understand you can't pull up your teaching, but you know what? Oh, damn. I'm legendary? Oh, shit, Minnesota. Thanks, bro. I ain't legendary, but, I like to talk about things that are legendary, definitely. Yeah, before Fotex, he does show a little bit of belly. But national attention might force their hand. You're right, E3, but I think at this point, they are already where they're going to be at. I don't think national attention is going to do any more than what it is. We already got to the point where it's a point of no return. Either you're going to get it done or you're not. But I'll tell you this. If they don't fight, neither one of them are going to make 1/7 of the money they would make because everybody's going to say fuck their fights. Spence and Crawford. I'll tell you this much: unless they fight a top fighter, there's no way I'd pay for either one of their pay-per-views if they don't fight each other. That's where I'm at this point. So back to Tank. And listen, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link real quick. If anybody wants to hop on, it's cool. If not, y'all just let me know. But I'm just gonna drop it in here just in case, because I ain't gonna be on forever, but I'd like to stay on for a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link for anybody want to chop it up with your boy here, the unbiased fan, Grim Reaper. So I just dropped the link now. So for Fotex just said, for securing Tank to happen, the key point is Jay Prince to turn Baltimore against Tank. Hold up. You got to explain this shit, Fotex. You got to explain that to me. I'm not going to even try to think about it and dig into that. You got to explain that to me. You got to explain that to me. What is Jay Prince turning Baltimore against Tank going to do to make that fight happen? I don't know. I don't get that one, my brother. I don't know. But again, in regards to being the cash cow, the face of boxing for Tank Davis, it's pretty simple. His trajectory only should go up and forward. I think a fight with Rolly Romero. Oh, Shakur's managed by Jay Prince? Oh, I did not know, Fotex. Knowledge is key. Thank you, sir. That's interesting. But I don't think that's going to make the fight happen because you're not going to get Baltimore to go against Tank, bro. How you going to pull that shit off? I don't think that's going to happen. But Jay Prince got a big influence in a lot of places, but Jay Prince's influence ain't gonna be it ain't gonna move the masses of Baltimore to go against Tank. Jay Prince and damage his reputation to some degree because right now you're talking to a person that's an older gentleman, right? And me growing up, I respect the fuck out of Jay Prince. These days, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to be. I don't want no issues because they don't play. But the truth of the matter is, my mentality is fuck Jay Prince. You ain't helping the community out any bit. You doing goofy shit like these young motherfuckers out here. I don't like the way he operates. I don't like the way he's operating recently. So that's just my opinion. The value of him may still be the same, but the value of how Jay Prince has moved over the course of the last year, especially with the deaths of certain people that didn't deserve to die, and the way he communicated afterwards has lowered my respect value of him. And I'm sure a lot of people that's just like me feel the same. But we're going to stay off that topic now. But yes, Tank is not no face of boxing, Fotex. You're right. Tank is not the face of boxing. Again, to be the face of boxing requires a few things. Accolades. Does Tank have the accolades to be the face of boxing? No. 135 regular title that you held for 5 years doesn't scream accolades of face of boxing, just to be honest. Ability and the skill sets, yes, Tank has the ability and skill set to be the face of boxing. Does his numbers warrant face of boxing? No. This is his first pay-per-view that is going to show us that he can have power, generating power on pay-per-view. But it took a dance partner that is known to be social media famous, who has mainstream commercials. Without this dance partner, Tank has not been able to crack 300,000 in any fight. That's right. He'll have no belt, no championship worth claiming. We ain't counting Reggie belts, homie. Reggie belts don't count. So the skill set's there, the accolades are not there, and generating for your opposition fighter, no matter who he is not there. Like Canelo, I said this earlier. I guarantee you John Roderick's getting his biggest paycheck ever. Every fighter that's fighting Canelo is getting their biggest paycheck ever. The man did 800,000 pay-per-views with plants, bro. With plants. Cash cows. That's right, cash cows. AJ and Canelo have been cash cows. Even Fury is not a cash cow. And we know Wilder's not a cash cow. Don't get me started on Wilder in the 75K versus sparring partner. There's very few cash cows in boxing. And Tank isn't one yet. Is he setting up to potentially be one? I'd be hating to say no, because it is potential. It is being set up for him to be that. But the next few moves they make have to be done well and have to be done smart. And you got to have the right dance partner. You know, I'm talking to some people who, you know, love and Tank. Yo, Fotex is stupid. Hold on one second. I gotta get it together. So Fotex said Rada ain't winning in Mexico. Rada will die in Mexico if he wins. Damn. Damn. They don't. The cartels don't play. They don't play. They don't. And E Thriller said his biggest purse to date is $5 million for the fight with Ryan. That ain't the face of boxing shit. Word. Now he might have got that back end money coming though for this one. We know they're gonna get. They both probably making 15 mil each. You know, and you know, I think they're getting that type of guap because they did a good job. But no, Tank has a chance to become the face of boxing. But to say he is right now, it's propaganda. Speaking of propaganda, Hugh and Big Fish. Y'all was on that propaganda with the loveliness. Real creamy propaganda. 2/3 or 2/4 of the wrong brothers. Wait, hold up. E3, Fury made 33 million fighting who? You know, overseas a little different though. That's in Saudi Arabia. Well, Fury didn't fight in Saudi Arabia. Fury didn't make no. He made 33 million with against Dillian Wright, didn't he? I know it was like I thought it was 27 mil he made. And Dillian Wright got like 6 or 7. You might be right. Oh yeah, Usyk made the cake. Oh, you right. Oh, Fotex, you should have seen it, bro. When E3 went live after the fight, bro, E3 will tell you, these brothers, Hugh and Big Fish, they done left the Errol Spence train. They are on the Tank train. Matter of fact, I believe by this Friday, because I've been reviewing the landscape of people who have been, you know, because I ain't gonna bust nobody's chops as a Tank fan, because I like Tank. But when we see people doing some TFT shit, that's what it is. We're gonna have the TFT list probably coming this Friday. It's the Thirsty for Tank list. And I think I'm only gonna do a top 5. I might do a 10 if I see it, but boy, it's a lot of people thirsty for Tank, acting like beating Ryan Garcia was the big end-all be-all and the statement victory that put him in the top 5 pound for pound. Get the fuck out of here. You right. But that was, bro, Fotex, it was Deontay Wilder, then they slid over to Errol Spence, and now they're sliding over to Tank Davis. Promotional company fans. You know, fake woke. You know, I'm not going to mention any names. I had a recent conversation with that person on somebody else's platform that was pleasant. I don't think he knew it was me in the first place. No, Tank is not pound for pound. I have him between he's right on the outside though. He was always, I had him like at 13, so I'll move him to 11 or 12 now. But he's not top 10 pound for pound for me. But you know, pound for pound is subjective. But it is true though. His talent base can get him there. He just needs the right dance partner. He had the right dance partner for the money. He just had that. No, come on, Fotex. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Now, Fotex, you showing your Davis hate right now. You showing your Tank hate right now. I understand why you doing this and why you saying it. But I think Tank is top 15. Because the pound for pound list is not, the pound for pound list was created simply because the lower weight divisions didn't get the credit for their abilities like heavyweights. So based on skill set, Tank is top 15 skill set wise, in my opinion. And that's because I put respect on the skill set because he got skills. Bro, hold up. Okay, so Tex, listen to this. Mario Barrios is not a can. He doesn't have the best resume. There's holes in his resume. He has not fought the best. But Mario Barrios is not a can. He's not. Neither was Santa Cruz. You saying his toughest fight was Rolly? Oh, man. Fotex, you dirty. I need sound effects right now because that's dirty. Damn, Fotex. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. Good grief. But again, I can't believe I've been on for 40-some minutes. I thought I'd be on for a couple of minutes, but I appreciate y'all, sharing your thoughts and interacting with me. I appreciate it. So that's why I've been on a little longer. But in a nutshell, to try to sum this up in a few words, even though I'm very long-winded, yeah, Pedraza, that's his best victory, in my opinion, because it's the timing of the victory. But when we look at the landscape, Tank did what he was supposed to do as a superior boxer, technician, power puncher, skill set wise. But the Tank hype is very high. But that's what you're going to get when you have a popular fight. It works. But us boxing fans that are not casual and not riding the coattails and the jocks of one side will see through that. And will say, Tank is talented. Tank got skills. But until he beats the top guys that are in his division, I'm not crowning him yet. And we get a comment about the Los Angeles Lakers from E3. You could have, bro, you should have deleted that shit before you typed it up. Because you know what? IDAGF. You know what that means. I spelled it wrong. It's IDGAF. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. My team's home. And at the end of the day, the Lakers are not winning the E3. So just, you can get creamy like Q and your bro Big Fish like they got with Tank about your Lakers. Go ahead. Get creamy. But Tank, your next opponent, make your next move your best move. You got a chance to be the man. You have that chance. You're talented. You can go prove it. And I want you to. I think you beat Devin right now. I don't think you beat Shakur. Excuse me. But I think you can beat both of them. But you can lose to both of them. And that's why we want to see you fight those guys. Fuck the promotional company shit. So fuck you, Top Rank. Fuck you, PBC. That's fuck you, E3. The Bulls are playing next year, bitch. You motherfucker. He's a dirty ass. Damn. Fotex, Tank ain't going to the Slammer for a long time. Worst case, he gets his 5-6 months. That's worst case. Let's being honest here. But maybe that will continue to slow him down and humble him so he can finish the career and have the career that he's supposed to have, because I believe he has the talent. Yep, he's getting sentenced. We'll see what it is. A year, maybe a year and a day, and he has to do. I don't know what the sentencing guidelines is for a county, but I think he only has to do 4 to 6 months out of that. But 60 days, that ain't shit. It's 3 months. He could, yeah. So it is what it is, But for Ryan Garcia, what is his future? What should Ryan Garcia do? One, he should drop Golden Boy for the fuck shit they did for the post fight. He said he's going to 140. But what is he going to do at 140? I think him fighting the winner between, if T.O. wins, that might be a good fight for him. But he could get his ass whooped there too. He might need a tune-up before he goes for a big shot. Or fight Rolly. That's the fight. Oh yeah, 30 days, 2 months. Fotex, I ain't been asleep. I worked last night. Leave me alone. Stop laughing at me, okay? 60 days to 2 months. Damn it. Shit. Don't do me like that, Fotex. Don't do me like that, Fotex. We make mistakes. I'm a little slow. I'm gonna catch up. But I think Rolly would be a great fight for Ryan at 140. In my opinion, that's the fight for him to have. Maybe he should sign the PBC. I don't know. But again, PBC future. But they gotta try to make the best fights possible for this year so they can have a continued relationship. So I don't know. They'll make the best decision they feel that's gonna be for them, and I hope it works out. No Fotex, no Fotex, no Fotex, fuck no Fotex. I said that no Fotex, no Fotex. We do not want to see Rolly and Tank again. Fuck out of here. If that happens, Fotex, you better jump on my panel because we're gonna just yell at the screen the whole time. I'm just popping off the whole time. If I see that, I'm wilding. For no respect. Straight up. So I'm about to wrap this up because ain't nobody pulled up. I appreciate you guys chopping it up with me. Fotex, don't do it to me. It better if it happens, spaz out. But if listen, I'm gonna tell you this though: if they do that, Fotex, they are hurting Tank's career because that will do less pay-per-view numbers and it's going to pull him back. And it's supposed to be forward progression. I'm just saying. He does because man, I forgot homeboy's name because I think it was a fake ass dirty test. So Rolly can get that 140. Because listen, all these promotional companies play some dirty ass games, bro. You know? So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But our next big fight, Haney versus Loma, very important fight for the dynamics of what's going to go on in the lightweight division. Maybe we get an announcement of some Crawford Spence action. Lord knows their time is ticking for us to give a fuck. But with that noted, I appreciate your time, everybody. It's the Unbiased Fan, Brim Reaper. God bless and good night. Yeah, yep, you're right. Hope. See, I was about to leave, but Fotex, you're right. Al called it and get his opponent replaced. Yep, I wouldn't doubt it, bro. I wouldn't doubt it. I can't put it past it. I can't. Shit's fishy, bro. Smell like fish. But I'm out of here, though. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to my man Fotex. Shout out to E Thriller, the Black Picasso. Shout out to my brother, my brother Q, my brother Big Fish who jumped in for a little bit. Shout out to Minnesota Rondo. Shout out to Mitch Hennessy. I appreciate y'all pulling up this early in the morning. I just wanted to talk about this and have my viewpoint out there for the world to see for anybody want to watch. Because I do make sense out here sometimes. But God bless and good night.